Over the past few days, novice and struggling performers from across the world have arrived on the rain-sodden streets of Edinburgh for what was once perhaps the world's biggest arts festival, but these days has become something deeply exploitative, dysfunctional and headed for extinction. Comedians have long been severely pressured by the industry into going up to Edinburgh every year. The message was always clear: if you don't go to Edinburgh, you won't progress. There have always been far more shows than audience numbers to attend them, however, and most performers have lost tens of thousands of pounds over the years, finding themselves plunged into ruinous levels of debt, whilst venues, promoters, lettings agents and Edinburgh Council filled their own pockets. In the current cost of living crisis, the only young comics that can even consider going to Edinburgh are university graduates from middle-class backgrounds that have the safety net of family money to fall back on. Anyone from a more modest background is completely frozen out of an industry that is increasingly only for posh kids. When I was in my 20s, I was only able to do Edinburgh every year because I had a DVD sponsorship deal with Universal, who gave me a certain amount of money every year to fund touring, which they paid to my agents, who persuaded me to pour it all into Edinburgh. I may as well have chucked it onto a bonfire. Nonetheless, I built up such a following that I reached a point where I was selling a 340-seat venue for the full month of the festival. At a conservative estimate, the box office took £115,000 in ticket sales for my show that year, and out of that money, I was paid just over 10 grand, 6 months after that year's festival had ended. That should give you a sense of just how exploitative the festival is. But unfortunately, in the end, Edinburgh Council, the rental sector, the venues and promoters all got too greedy. While some performers are still desperate enough to take on crippling debt to go up to the festival, audiences and tourists aren't as willing to be ripped off, especially in a cultural climate in the UK where comedians have been replaced by woke left-wing propagandists with no jokes. Ticket sales at the Fringe were down an enormous 30% last year, and it will be worse again this year. The Fringe Festival is rapidly dying because of greed and exploitation by the kind, caring, faux liberal cultural establishment who run it. There was a time when it was something wonderful, but now its severe decline is emblematic of the censoriousness, the dishonesty and the lack of integrity of a cultural establishment that continues to cause so much social and economic damage to the UK in general. Please do like and subscribe, and for exclusive content, support me on Patreon or contribute to my PayPal by following the links below this video. This channel only exists with your support, so please do contribute what you can. Thanks for watching.